Good morning, everybody okay?
Yes.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of muted response, everybody okay?
Yes.
It's like a circus act, isn't it? So, we had a great day yesterday, I hope you did too, and we've got some action today really, some things we're really going to look at where we can agree things, move forward, do stuff, so that it's not just a talking shop. I wanted to kick off really and say thanks to Cape Ann Whale Watch for the reception on the boat last night, so round of applause for that. A bit of a plug for, we've got our Shooting Stars Network evening tonight, which is also a great opportunity to talk to people you've maybe not met in this room, but everybody who's arriving for the World Whale Conference will be coming to that too. So do come along to that, that's right here this evening. We are charging for that, you get a free drink when you come in. It's partly to offset the cost of the conference, so we'd love you to come along. We've got some fun activities planned and a real opportunity for you to engage perhaps with some of the people that are here and some that are coming for the next conference. So yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you at that. So I'm going to kick off really with a focus on the Responsible Whale Watch Partnership, but this really applies to you even if you're not a member. Because we're really keen to see how we can take responsible whale watching forward, and we're really keen to get input from you guys, even if you're not members, to help us, 30 members that are in the partnership, look at the best way of taking the things that we want to do, working together, expanding further forward. So, I want you to take a look at this list, and can everybody see the screen a little bit better today? A bit better. We're looking at how companies can benefit from working with each other, how we alert the world people to the partnership, how we make the rating system work more effectively, how to encourage partners to speak at regional meetings and other conferences, how to encourage tour operators to work exclusively with people who are responsible whale watch operators, and I'm going to talk about WhaleFest coming up next. But I wonder if anybody had anything they thought we might want to add to that list that isn't broadly covered by that category. Anybody who's got something about whale watching, responsible whale watching, you think might not slot into one of those categories? Because we've got a whole ton of workshops coming up after I'm finished speaking. Clearly lots of thinking time. No? That's good. Okay, well, we'll run with those topics later on. Dylan is now going to run off and get the workshop set up for when I finish speaking. But I'm going to focus on WhaleFest. So how many people here, show of hands, have heard of WhaleFest? A bunch of you and a few not. So, which is fine. We see WhaleFest as the other key thing that Dylan and I get involved with. So we facilitate the partnership of responsible whale watch companies. We're facilitating this global alliance of non-profits and companies, the World Citation Alliance. And WhaleFest is the other key thing that we do. And I've just got to kick off and say that I'm here really, and I realise they won't be watching because they didn't turn the live broadcast on. Representing a team of 200 volunteers, and they're the guys that actually deliver the festival for us. So Dylan and I, the crazy people that stand up front saying we can do this, they're the people that do all the hard work. So it's really for them that I'm speaking, because they run the festival and they're a really awesome team of people. So these are the three things really that we work on and how they combine. So we run this big festival, which I'm going to tell you about, facilitate the partnership, and facilitate the World Citation Alliance. So WhaleFest is a standalone, not-for-profit festival, not-for-profit company, effectively. And so it takes its costs that it organises a festival from, and then everything else gets kicked back into campaigns run by the World Citation Alliance. So we see it long-term as a financial driver behind the World Citation Alliance, which we're going to talk about in the next 2 days. What I also wanted to say is we see the festival as a key thing in telling the public about responsible whale watching, and it's going to tie in with some stuff that the World Citation Alliance is doing too, which I'm going to come to as well. So why this weird guy on the screen here, half naked, and then I was strumming a guitar? Well, this guy was in 1982 stood outside on the Brighton seafront when the IWC passed the moratorium vote on whaling. And we're based in Brighton, that's where our office is, Brighton, UK. These were amazing scenes out on the streets there. Inflatable whales, great murals on the streets, and people singing, demonstrating, waving flags, people from all different countries. It's really fantastic. We had flags from Australia, Japan, USA, Canada, everyone was there. And it was really amazing at the festival last year. We had some of the people that were there, and they came back 30 years later, and they were really emotional, you know, just to see still the momentum being carried forward. But I think we all felt we had a lot more to do to live up to that. So these are the scenes on the streets right outside. We recreated those scenes last year. The same banners, the same area on the railings there. It was our first attempt to bring people together as this sort of Save the Whales Reloaded. And we launched it at WhaleFest, and we had some conferences before WhaleFest last year, trying to see whether people would work together, see if we could facilitate that, whether a festival could help support it. So there's the guy again, and they were all stood outside the Hilton Hotel in Brighton. The Hilton Hotel was where IWC met at that time, and Hilton is where we run the festival. At least we did last year, and that's where we're going to run it next year. Who knows where we take it beyond that? If anyone's got great ideas of where we take a festival, we'd be open to them. But it's a big kind of expo venue. It has huge halls at the back there, and the main hall is something like 45 meters in length. So it's a big auditorium really for us to run an indoor event that kicks off outside the main whale watching season, at least for most people in the Northern Hemisphere. I think that's a real broad way to look at moving the timings at different times of the year potentially. So it's in Brighton. Anybody know Brighton? A few nodding of heads. For those who don't know it, it's about 1 hour from London. It's kind of affectionately called London on Sea, really. So it's kind of where people who want to get out of London but live by the coast, they go and live in Brighton. So it's full of kind of bohemian types, IT, designers. It's a very laid-back place, and kind of shingle beach all along the front there. It's a classic kind of UK seaside resort, really. So it's not a place where you see whales. So we're running a festival somewhere where you won't see any whales, which seems a bit counterintuitive, really. But I think Dylan and I share the dream of why can't we take whale festivals to Moscow? Why can't we take them to Denver? Why can't we take them to places a long way from the sea because everybody loves the sea? I discovered recently that the country with the highest proportion of NGOs focused on the marine environment per size of country is Switzerland. So, you know, you don't have to be by the sea to be loving it, but it helps for us being down by the shore there. So the festival is going to be running 2 campaigns on behalf of the World Cetacean Alliance. One focused on opposing orca captivity, and one focused on trying to save the last 55 Maoris dolphins in New Zealand. So the World Alliance, the World Cetacean Alliance, will be the beneficiary of that, and that's the way that we're portraying this whole thing. Come and support the festival, come to it, because all the proceeds are going to go towards these campaigns. So there's the Hector's dolphin. Maoris, of course, is sort of a subspecies in many people's eyes of Hector's. Pictures of Morgan here, and Ingrid was very keen to move forward on the issue of free Morgan. Clearly, blackfish is a major driver of a lot of issues to do with opposing captivity at the moment, and you know, we'll be screening the movie there and having Q&A sessions, but really trying to follow up on the momentum. I'm not going to talk to you a lot about what we're doing campaign-wise. That's really going to be for the next 2 days. I wanted to focus on whale watching, but you need to know that we will have a clear focus on a major launch of a campaign involving as many World Cetacean Alliance partners as we possibly can. Initially focusing on the European travel industry, I suspect. So we're trying to pull in all the major tourism players in Europe to see if we can get them to no longer send people to SeaWorld. So that'd be where we keep that up. Brighton's also interesting because it had a dolphinarium. Back up until 1991, this is Brighton Aquarium with the dolphins here. So there's some more great history for Brighton with this, because they Born Free and some other partners release these dolphins back into the Caribbean. So in terms of getting press coverage and in terms of getting the message across, opposing captivity and opposing whaling and opposing the loss of animals through bycatch and other things, it really works for us being bright. It's going to be easy to get press coverage, and we look like we're going to get some BBC outside broadcast stuff, and it's really going to be high profile because of the history of the venue. And we think it's a really key thing for the whale watching industry, because we'd like to flag up that why go see animals in captivity when if you go with a member of the Responsible Whale Watch Partnership, you can see these animals in the wild. And in fact, we're really keen to work on a mapping process. You can take every captive facility and see just how short a distance you would need to go to see the animals in the wild with a responsible operator. And it just makes a lot of sense. This is where it all ties together, all the different things that we're trying to do. So, if you want to go see dolphins, go see them with one of our operators. These are taken in Scotland, this shot here. Not a great shot of the light here, but grey whales in Baja. Go and see these things with people who will give you an experience that you'll remember, and you'll know that the animals are benefiting in many ways from it. Swim with programs like Swim with Heartlands. Go and enjoy these experiences. Don't mix again in captivity. So the venue, which is kind of hard for you guys to picture, I do have a video, but I've got a feeling it's not going to show up too well some days, so I've got to play it. But we're devoting an area in the venue, and this hall here, the Mega Whale Zone we're calling it, is going to have stands for responsible whale watch operators. So we're doing a deal on the operator. The membership, when people join the partnership, included a voucher towards coming to these conferences or coming to WhaleFest. So we want to have a zone where the public will walk in through the door here. They're going to see Cindy's life-size inflatable humpback whale, and then around it will be some of the best whale watch operators you can find. So go to these guys. They'll walk straight in the door, and that's the first thing that you see. Nearby, we do a virtual whale watch. We do an indoor whale watch trip, which is a lot of fun. It's kind of we actually at the moment just put out 2 inflatables, and we have a 20-minute sort of real-time leaving the harbour trip. Last year it was sperm whales in the Azores, sponsored by Futurismo, who were here, and it's really cool. You've got everybody on the boat, and then they don't know what's coming up. They've got a naturalist on the boat delivering a top-quality presentation, what you should expect if you went out on a good trip. We raise issues about marine litter and how you approach the animals. And then every time a whale blows, we spray it with water. It's a load of fun. So, it's getting the message across in an accessible way about why you should go on those kind of tours. So I'm just extending that out really to guys who are already in the partnership who've not booked their stands yet. We're holding them there for you. And 50% of the stands at WhaleFest are already gone. So the event is not till the middle of next March. So it seems to be really popular this time around. So yeah, there's Cindy's whale. So we're planning a bunch of activities focused around that when we're there. And we've also got a lecture area. We're actually going to tell you a bit more about that later, but we'd like responsible whale watch operators to come and deliver presentations. 20-minute presentations on their businesses, how they run their operations, and maybe how they contribute to conservation and science. That'd be a really nice thing to get across. We've kind of got an area that we're calling experts and artifacts, where we'll have touchy-feely things. We'll really learn some stuff and discover who you should be going with. So we'll be focusing on that. And we've got a ton of other things, really. It's really hard to know where to start. We've got an area that's focused on other marine conservation issues. We're devoting an area to sharks, turtles, albatrosses, rays. We're calling it Ocean Wanderers. So that'll be a boost, really, to people to think, oh, WhaleFest is just about whales and dolphins. Can't see that too well, but Amanda, who's down on the front row here, is creating a submarine experience where you can go underwater in these immersive domes, where it's a projection, one dome, and again, experience going underwater, and there'll be an education lesson around collecting marine litter in that. Tons of kids activities. Last year we had 6,000 visitors last year. The first one in 2011 we had 2,500 visitors. we're pretty sure we're going to get 10 to 12,000 visitors at the next event. And families make up a huge proportion of that. So we really market towards families and kids. You get the whale heads like us in the room here who love the subject, but we want people who would never think of going to a whale festival to come in the door, because they're the people that we need to reach, both for our businesses, but also with the conservation message. And we've also got a chill out area where there'll be massage and dolphin vision quests and some lovely spiritual things. You send the kids off to make something out of marine debris and you can go be massaged and lie there and relax. So we're trying to tick all those boxes. So that's the stuff all going on here. But the other key thing I wanted to mention is that we didn't do this last year, but we're trying to turn it into much more of a regular festival. And the main hall area here, we're going to have a festival main stage. We're going to have celebrity speakers, we're going to have music, we're going to have people speaking about the campaigns and making it accessible. We've got some guys, a lot of people are stepping forward to help the festival. A big audio-visual company who run festival stages at Gloucester and places like that in the UK. They just heard what we were doing on Facebook recently and said, can we give you £70,000 worth of equipment to run on the stages? It's like, yes, you can. So, we're really trying to ramp it up. How can we make this bigger, better every year? And, we want to get some really cool people on stage, we want to have some music on stage, and find the ways of getting the message across to people who would never normally come. And I think that's our aspiration, really. We're kind of developing a 5-year plan. A 5-year plan to make this the biggest wildlife and marine festival in the world. And that sounds a bit grandiose, but I think we can do it. We've got people coming behind us now who want to help, who want to see this issue go forward. And why not? Why not build something that is a major cultural event that we can take around the world and it supports the World Citation Alliance. That would be very, very cool indeed. So you won't know any of these people because they're all British celebrities, but these are people who have already signed up. The one that we haven't quite got yet is Patrick Stewart up in the top left, but he said he's interested to come and read. These other guys here, apart from Ingrid at the top there. Hello Ingrid. They're all British TV celebrities, but they bring a mainstream audience in. So this guy Gloucester, he's like a fashion guy on TV. He's got like 3 million followers on Twitter. We're getting people like that step up now and say, can we get involved or can we help? And they're offering their services for free, which is really cool. He just wants to stay in the coolest hotel in Brighton. That's the bit we're going to come. But otherwise, he's going to come and do stuff for free. And we're going to do a bit of kids stuff as well. These are all BBC TV programs. So they have this really cool thing called Octonauts, where these little characters solve marine issues like whales caught in nets and stuff like that. Really popular according to Dylan's kids. They all watch that. And Andy's Wild Adventures. So we're going to have a whole mix on stage of serious presentations about the issues to do with orca captivity, stuff that addresses a family-friendly audience, music. It's kind of like Cindy's talk yesterday. How do you hit people from all the different sensory levels? So that's what we're up to. And we've got the backing of a really big event management company in London, Alan Blue London. We've been doing some work with the Body Shop. Have people heard of the Body Shop? Anita Roddick Foundation. They've been trying to support us too. So way back in 2011, Dylan and I hired a town hall and just put something together. And it's gained some momentum thanks to you guys being involved and other people believing in it. And I really think we can make it something that goes someplace and does something very good and brings the world of whale watch operators and the conservation message together. So thanks a lot. Any questions? That's a fatal question. Yeah.
I saw board masters up there reaching out to the surf community.
Yeah, you're asking about surf community. Yeah, we'd really like to reach out to the surf community. I mean, we don't have those connections, so if anybody knows those people who we should speak to. It's trying to sell the vision, isn't it? I'm stood in front of you and I can do that. When you're sending off an email or getting on the phone, it's really hard. But connections that you've got help us because the whole of the profit is going towards these campaigns. But like I said, we really want to make this work for whale watch companies. So if members of the Responsible Whale Watch Partnership or others can think of ways in which this festival will benefit them better, then we want to hear about it. No other things? Are we all good with that? So, are we going to see you all at WhaleFest next time?
I hope so.
You got to come. It's a really cool occasion, and who knows? We may move it around the world. You know, it'd be great to take it into different places. Right now, we're kind of playing it safe and going back to the same venue, and I think we can still milk publicity from the 30th anniversary last year of the moratorium vote. We've got the release of the Dolphins back in '91 from Brighton. But we'll see. Who knows? Maybe it'll be in Gloucester, maybe in Panama, maybe in the Dominican Republic, maybe it'll be some other place in coming years. So that's great. Thanks a lot.